Have you ever observed that as you age, your visits to others become less frequent? Perhaps you were once the type of individual who frequented gatherings, visiting friends, participating in every occasion, and ensuring you remained socially engaged. However, as time passes, a change occurs. You begin to reconsider before going out. Those casual visits no longer seem as essential as they used to. Let me lay it out for you. That's perfectly fine. In this video, I'll share 6 genuine reasons why I've stopped visiting around as much. These are not about being antisocial or isolating oneself from others. Rather, they focus on grasping how priorities shift, how relationships develop, and the reasons behind it. Deciding when and where to allocate your time is increasingly important. If you've experienced similar feelings but found it hard to articulate the reasons, stay tuned. This will assist you in expressing it clearly. Keep watching until the conclusion, as these insights could transform your self-perception and your connections, empowering you to feel more assured in your decisions. Let's begin. First and foremost, focusing energy on significant connections. With age, you come to understand that your energy has its limits. What used to feel easy, driving around town, engaging in long conversations, going to every event, now demands more energy than it once did. It's not that you lack the desire to socialize, but instead, you need to be discerning about how you allocate your time and energy. You begin to ponder, who are the individuals that genuinely hold significance? In youth, social interactions typically focus on staying in touch, engaging with acquaintances, and nurturing a broad network of friends. Yet, as time passes, a change occurs. You start to appreciate quality more than quantity. It's not about connecting with everyone anymore. You prefer to be around those who elevate your spirits. You create a sense of comfort and bring genuine happiness into your life. What once felt like essential casual visits now feels like a drain on your limited energy. Particularly when you could spend that time fostering relationships that genuinely matter. Consider it. How often have you pushed yourself to attend an event out of a sense of duty, only to return home feeling drained? You endure discussions that fail to capture your interest. You invest your time with individuals who show little interest in understanding you, and you end up feeling that you would have been better off at home. At some stage, you come to understand that your time holds worth, and not everyone is entitled to a share of it. Consider Frank, for instance. He often felt remorseful for declining invitations. He believed that if he didn't make regular visits to people, they would assume he didn't care. However, as time passed, he began to observe something. Those who genuinely appreciated him didn't require regular visits to keep their bond strong. Rather than investing his energy in superficial interactions, he began to concentrate on deeper, more significant relationships, and suddenly found himself socializing. Seemed more like a genuine pleasure than a duty. It's not about shutting yourself away. It's all about making the right choices. It's not necessary to be present in every situation, nor do you have to meet everyone to demonstrate your concern. Genuine connections don't need to be maintained through constant interaction. They need authentic appreciation, comprehension, and a shared respect for one another's time. Avoiding unnecessary stress and drama is key. As you age, one of the most significant realizations is that not every social engagement is worth sacrificing your tranquility. Once, you may have put up with gossip, pointless arguments, or individuals who appeared to contribute more negativity than happiness. As time passes, you begin to understand that safeguarding your peace takes precedence over preserving every relationship. You do care about people. You simply lack the patience for drama these days. You avoid getting caught up in petty arguments, revisiting past issues, or engaging in discussions that only lead to frustration. When visiting someone leads to unwanted stress, like family tension, passive-aggressive comments, or the same repetitive arguments that lead nowhere, you begin to wonder, Why am I subjecting myself to this? Consider it. Have you ever walked away from a gathering feeling completely exhausted emotionally? Perhaps you endured a meal where the conversation was filled with complaints, or you went to see someone out of duty only to be surrounded by negativity, gossip, or criticism. At some stage, you come to understand that the moments you spend in high-pressure situations are moments lost forever. At this point in life, each moment is significant. Consider Helen, who frequently visited specific family members. Despite the fact that each visit drained her emotionally, there was a constant undercurrent of tension, an argument looming on the horizon, and a persistent feeling of being unappreciated. One day, she made the choice to stop placing herself in those situations. Instead, she concentrated on those who brought her feelings of love, warmth, and respect. For the first time in years, socializing was enjoyable once more. It's important to recognize that you are fully entitled to safeguard your time and energy. Your presence is not a debt to anyone, particularly if it compromises your own happiness. Avoiding unnecessary stress is not an act of rudeness. It is a demonstration of wisdom. The individuals who genuinely care for you will never impose the burden of negativity on you in order to keep a connection alive. If you're still tuned into this video and appreciating these insights, drop a comment with the number 2 below to let me know you're present. If you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you go ahead and subscribe, and make sure to turn on the bell so you won't miss any videos. Your support enables us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. Let's proceed now. Thirdly, discovering solace in known environments. Home has a certain quality that simply feels perfect. Throughout the years, you create a space that belongs to you, a sanctuary where you can unwind, reflect, and genuinely express who you are. As you age, that sense of comfort grows increasingly precious. The thought of putting on clothes, traveling across town, engaging in casual conversation, and occupying someone else's environment simply doesn't seem as enticing as it used to. It's not about steering clear of others. It's about valuing the tranquility of your own environment. In youth, there's a strong desire to stay active, constantly pursuing social gatherings and fresh adventures. However, as time passes, you come to understand that being out isn't necessarily superior to being at home. Waking up in your own bed brings a unique joy. Sipping coffee from your favorite mug, and having the assurance that your day will unfold just as you desire. There's no obligation to perform, no requirement to conform to another's timetable, just the ease of existing in an environment that genuinely belongs to you. For some, visiting others can involve navigating spaces that lack a sense of warmth and hospitality. Their home might be overly noisy, a bit too hectic, or simply not cozy enough for extended stays. Perhaps the chairs lack support, the environment seems strange, or you simply don't feel as comfortable as you do in your own space. As you grow older, your comfort takes precedence over societal norms. If you discover that you enjoy being at home more than traveling to see others, that's perfectly okay. Consider Bill, for instance. He often felt remorse for declining invitations, yet each time he went to see someone, he ended up tallying the seconds until he could depart. The clamor, the interruptions, the strange surroundings, it was draining. One day, he made the choice to halt, compelling himself to visit places solely out of obligation. He began to invite people to come see him on his own terms. And suddenly, socializing transformed into an activity he genuinely anticipated rather than one he feared. There's a reason why a house feels like a home. This is a space created just for you. It's a place of comfort, filled with your cherished belongings, where you can take your time and not feel like an outsider in someone else's environment. Opting to stay home more often isn't a matter of being alone. It's all about welcoming the coziness you've put so much effort into building. As you age, you'll come to understand that not every relationship requires ongoing maintenance. Fourthly, valuing quality over quantity in social interactions. In your younger years, it often seems like socializing is all about the numbers. The more friends you have, the more invitations you receive, and the busier you become. Your calendar reflects how connected you feel. As you grow older, you come to understand that true fulfillment arises not from the quantity of people around you, but from the richness of the connections you nurture. Rather than putting in the effort to visit solely for socializing, numerous older adults prefer to focus on fewer but more significant relationships. At this point in life, there's no room for superficial connections. You've stopped seeking approval, demonstrating worth, or holding on to connections that lack true happiness. Those who genuinely matter don't need regular visits or constant check-ins to maintain a connection. It's understood that true friendship transcends mere physical presence. It's about showing up in the ways that truly count. Consider the number of casual acquaintances you've encountered throughout the years. Individuals you engaged with due to habit, ease, or perhaps a sense of duty. Consider this. How many of those individuals genuinely contributed something meaningful to your life? If the answer isn't numerous, then it's understandable why, as you age, the urge to keep so many connections diminishes. Lasting friendships are not formed from convenience or routine. They are built on true understanding, trust, and appreciation. Consider Nancy, for instance. She once felt the pressure to match everyone else's pace. Reaching out, stopping by, arranging get-togethers, all to ensure she felt remembered. However, as time passed, she came to understand that those who genuinely cared for her didn't require that ongoing affirmation. She began to concentrate on the connections that seemed natural. The moments when she could spend weeks, or even months apart from someone, yet effortlessly resume their connection as if no time had passed. Then, her social life shifted from being a matter of obligation to one focused on genuine connection. Prioritizing quality over quantity doesn't imply severing ties or withdrawing from others. It involves focusing on the connections that elevate you and releasing those that do not serve you. True friendship is not determined by the frequency of your meetings, but rather by the feelings you share when you are together. If you're still tuned into this video and appreciating these insights, drop a comment with the number 4 below to let me know you're present. If you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you go ahead and subscribe and make sure to turn on the bell so you won't miss any videos. Your support enables us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. Let's proceed now. Fifthly, a change in focus and self-examination. With age, your perspective on life begins to shift. The aspects that used to hold great importance, being socially engaged, maintaining visibility, ensuring you're always included, begin to lose their relevance. You start to concentrate on what is genuinely important. You understand that your time is finite, leading you to make decisions that align with what provides you the greatest sense of peace, fulfillment, and joy. For numerous seniors, this change in focus indicates that social visits for their own sake no longer seem essential. Rather than engaging in pursuits that have lost their appeal, there is a greater recognition of the importance of self-care, personal development, and savoring the current moment. Some individuals discover satisfaction in reading, while others engage in hobbies they previously lacked time for. And some find peace in the tranquility of their home, contemplating the life they have experienced. Consider it. How many times have you found yourself engaging in activities simply out of routine instead of true passion? In your younger days, you may have experienced the urge to accept every invitation, conform to social norms, and maintain a constant pace. Now, you have the opportunity to make a different choice. Focus on what brings you happiness, whether it's enjoying your own company, cherishing moments with loved ones, or finding tranquility in the process of growing older. Consider Robert, for instance. He dedicated a significant portion of his life to being a social butterfly, consistently attending events and ensuring his presence was felt. As he aged, he came to understand that solitude brought him more peace than the endless hustle of socializing. He began to dedicate more time to the outdoors, savoring leisurely walks, diving into books he had postponed for years, and contemplating the aspects of life that genuinely brought him joy. Rather than compelling himself to see others merely to uphold appearances, he accepted that solitude didn't equate to loneliness. It signified having authority over his schedule. This change in focus isn't intended to alienate anyone. It's about respecting yourself. It's about understanding that the most fulfilling way to navigate these years isn't through outdated routines, but by welcoming what resonates, what holds significance, and what fosters your tranquility. Now let's discuss something equally significant. Real friendships can remain strong without the need for frequent visits. Recognizing that genuine friendships don't need regular meetups is number 6. As we grow older, one of the most significant insights is that true friendships do not depend on frequent visits or regular communication. In your younger years, it may appear that relationships require ongoing effort to remain robust. You reach out regularly. You come by often. You make an effort to stay connected. As you age, you come to understand that genuine connections remain strong, even if you don't see someone as frequently. Life inherently draws individuals along various paths. Families expand, priorities change, and individuals adapt to new routines. However, meaningful relationships, the ones that genuinely count, are founded on a connection that goes beyond mere physical presence. They are founded on mutual respect, understanding, and a silent connection that doesn't require ongoing validation. The strongest friendships often thrive even when you go weeks, months, or even years without meeting up. And still, when you come back together, it seems as if no time has gone by whatsoever. Reflect on your personal friendships. There are likely individuals in your life whom you don't encounter as frequently as before, but when you do meet, it feels like nothing has shifted. There's no need to demonstrate your loyalty or to always be together. The link is already established. Conversely, there might have been past relationships where you invested significant time in visiting. But ultimately, those friendships didn't genuinely satisfy you. Consider Eleanor, for instance. She felt a sense of guilt for not visiting others as frequently as she once did. She feared that without putting in the effort, those relationships would diminish. However, what she discovered was quite the contrary. Those who truly cared for her never made her feel guilty about not visiting more frequently. They recognized that life evolves and that a deep friendship isn't measured by the frequency of meetings, but by the support you offer one another in times of genuine need. This is the reason many older adults decide to relieve themselves from the pressure of visiting others, out of a sense of duty. Genuine friendships do not require being together all the time. They provide solace, empathy, and a connection that remains strong through the years. If someone is making you feel guilty about not visiting often enough, it might be worth considering whether that's the type of friendship you truly want to keep. If you're still tuned in and appreciating these insights, drop a comment with the number 6 below to show me you're present. If you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you do so and activate the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any videos. Your support enables us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. Let's proceed now. Concluding reflections. As we conclude this video, take a moment to consider the 6 reasons why seeing people less frequently is not something to feel remorseful about. As life progresses, our priorities transform, and our social interactions inevitably adapt. It's about conserving your energy for valuable connections, steering clear of undue stress, enjoying the solace of home, prioritizing quality in relationships, reassessing your personal values, and understanding that genuine friendships don't need frequent meetups. These are all significant and meaningful reasons to make thoughtful choices about how you allocate your time. One of the most significant liberties that accompanies aging is the opportunity to live life according to your own preferences. You are free from the pressure of maintaining appearances, obligatory interactions, or visiting others simply out of expectation. Rather, you choose paths that genuinely offer you happiness, tranquility, and satisfaction. It's not about being antisocial. It's about being purposeful with how you spend your time. When you choose to spend time with others, it's out of genuine desire, not a sense of obligation. What truly matters is that your worth isn't determined by the frequency of your visits, but by the connections you cultivate in your unique manner. Those who are truly important will recognize that friendship and love transcend mere physical presence. By concentrating on the connections that elevate you, you'll discover that you're surrounded by the relationships that genuinely enrich your life. We appreciate your presence with us today. We are eager to receive your feedback. Share your thoughts in the comments and tell us one thing you discovered today and how you intend to apply it in your life. We value your opinions, so please feel free to express them. Your feedback truly inspires and uplifts us. If you found this video enjoyable and useful, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it. Your support enables us to keep producing valuable content that informs and inspires you. We appreciate your viewership and can't wait to have you join us in the next video.